Welcome back, friends. Today is day 59 of my journal, and I have a question for you. If you're going to be an overthinker, why do you have to overthink all the negative things, all the things that can go wrong? Why don't you use your tendency to overthink to think of all the ways that it could go right to balance out the fear that you have? Why don't we do this? A lot of us overthink, and it typically happens to be the more intellectuals. The higher intellect will tend to overthink things because we think that we can figure out the perfect solution to solve all the problems. If we think of all the ways that it could go wrong, we are going to be better able, better suited to figure out all the problems. And though this might be somewhat true, if you don't balance it with all the ways that it could go right, you will have a very negative outlook on your life. And when you have a negative outlook on life, you tend to become what you think about a lot. So if you think about a lot of negativity, what are you going to be? More negative. I don't want to be like that. It's not a very fun existence to be very negative all the time. What is more fun is to be balanced, to be peaceful, to be somewhat neutral. I like to be realistic, leaning an error, having error towards the side of optimism. When we're optimistic, when I'm optimistic, I tend to get more things out of life. Things tend to go my way more than they don't. When I'm negative, things tend to go against me. And when they go against me, I prove myself right. But the thing about life is, the pessimists are right every single time until they're not. Optimists are the ones that change the world. Optimists are the ones that get everything they want out of life because they have the balls to go for it. They have the balls and the delusion to make a change, because you have to be a little bit delusional to want to make a change, because it's so, you know how hard it is to change the world, to change your life, to change yourself. So you have to be a little bit on the delusional side and use that delusion in a good way. Optimism gets you through those tough times. Optimism keeps you trying, going on another date when you've got your heart broken by the last 4 girls you've dated. Trying again, being vulnerable, taking your chance. Because one day you're going to be right. One day you will meet your husband or your wife. One day you will make a business that is successful. One day you'll get to the level that you want to get to. But if you're pessimistic, you're not going to get there. And you won't get there because pessimism stops us from acting. And we get things when we act. And when we act, we put in effort. And we run a chance to get things that we have. Pessimism stops you from running that chance. You're not going to buy the lottery ticket, so you'll never win the lottery. I don't recommend buying a lottery ticket. But in life, we are given lottery tickets. We are given opportunities that if we take them, it could lead to big things. But if we're pessimistic, we'll never even try. Optimism is what will help you get through that. Get through that fear. So if you have this tendency to overthink, like most of us do, you might as well overthink in the optimist viewpoint as well. Don't think of only everything that will go wrong. Think about the things that could go right, and so much more right than you think they could. Because if you think and you can sit in negativity and you can sit there and stew and ruminate over what could go wrong, what possibly could go wrong, to the point where you're astronomically past the point of realism, why don't you do that for optimism? Why don't you do that for happy things? Things could turn out so much better than you planned. but you're not overthinking on that. Why? Why don't you try it? It'll keep you in a better, balanced life. If you have a tendency to overthink, you don't have to necessarily stop the overthinking if you balance it out. If the good is equal or near equal to the bad that you're overthinking, you'll be pretty balanced. It's a weird way to look at it, but it's a tip that helped me a lot when I found out that I could overthink of all the good, all the positive, because I have a tendency to be pessimistic anyways. But I don't want to live like that. So what I did was I started overthinking on all the positivity that was around me. How could things turn out way better than anyone else anticipates? What can I see that is pointing towards that trajectory? And I tried to absorb all of those things because my mind likes to overthink anyways. So might as well focus on the good. I'm going to be realistic enough anyways. It's my default setting. So the things that I'm focused on consciously might as well be positive. And I think as you change that, you will see that you will feel more at peace and you will feel more balanced. Try it. You've got nothing to lose. You're overthinking anyways. You're thinking of all the negative ways that this might be so much worse than your deepest fears. Why can't it be an overthinking in the way that it could be so much better than your best wishes? You might not know the limits that this could be, how great it could turn out for you, how life-changing this moment could be for you. You don't know. Life is surprising. But you have to take the shot, and if you're pessimistic, you probably won't. So be a realistic optimist as you move forward through life. And try to get more out of it. Use your overthinking as a skill to balance your life, not tip the scales. Try it. Let me know what you think of it. It's worked really well for me. And it is much easier than stopping my mind from overthinking. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.